Hello everybody, this is Allstars Gaming and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Ghost Trick Phantom Detective. In the previous episode, we discovered whom our mysterious savior was as a pile of junk controlled by, well, the manipulator. Why he saved us? Well, I guess he figured it didn't matter anymore because he'd been betrayed by his former allies. As we sat awaiting death at the bottom of the ocean, we made a discovery that we could try and find a way to Detective Jowd. Yeah, unfortunately, he was already dead. But another path forward has revealed itself in returning to the past. Final chapter. When was Yomiel's death? It was 10 years ago when the Temsic meteorite fell. We traveled back through time and now we're here at the scene of that death. The start of it all is about to replay itself. 4 minutes, 5:26 p.m., Temsic Park. It's ready! Hold it! Give it up. Do you really think you can outrun me? Eek! Now, just calm down and drop that weapon. Stay back. If you come any closer, I'll shoot her. Oh, kitten, shoot, you might get hurt. And that's how this all began. Are you okay? You're alright now. Are you hurt? You saved me, mister? I was just doing my job. The gods, they're the ones who saved you. What's your job, mister? Me? I'm a police detective. So that's the Temsic meteorite, eh? It's beautiful, looking at it from this angle. It changed all of our fates completely. And we can't stop Temsic from falling from the sky, but we might be able to protect you from that fragment and save your life. I don't know. What's the matter, Detective Jowd? To be perfectly honest, I'm scared. If that meteorite fragment doesn't get him, I'm pretty sure I would have shot him. You might not be able to change your fate of dying. I can accept that. What I did is inexcusable. No matter how the future might change, that fact will never go away. If my fate is to die here, then I accept that. This will be our last battle against fate. Beyond that will be a new future. Okay, let's get started! Oh yeah, Missile, you're here too. Now, how are we gonna save you? If Lynn would just wander off somewhere, that would solve everything. When her sweet potato was almost ready, ha! She's not gonna budge from that spot. But, you know, it makes me wonder. Little girl all in the park listening to music and roasting a sweet potato? What kind of childhood did this girl have? Doesn't everybody have at least one day in their life like that? Give her a break. Anyway, if Lynn won't budge from that spot, then we'll just have to have the fragment move instead. Unfortunately, we can't really reach anywhere. Let's see. Missile, I'm gonna want to get you out of the way for the moment. And no, we don't have access to Yomiel's power, unfortunately. But it kind of makes sense that they wouldn't just introduce something at the very last minute. Oh, hold on. What in the world is this thing? Oh boy, you even forgot what a sweet potato is? It's a roasted root vegetable. It's good. I don't know, I've never been one for sweet potatoes. There's nothing like them on a cold winter's day. They're sweet and they smell delicious. These guys sure make me want to try one. Alright. Sorry about this, Lynn. What are you doing? You're going to hurt poor Miss Lynn's ears. I'm sorry, I wasn't thinking. You really startled her. You made her drop her sweet potato. You know how much this girl loves her food, too. Anyway, at least her fate has changed, albeit ever so slightly. And that's just purely there to make a checkpoint. Now, I should note, there is a cutscene, achievement that involves screwing this up. Alright, rock the basket. Then we want to hop into the nozzle, spray it onto the fountain. Oh, look at that sweet potato. That big, scary potato. That's not a sweet potato, Missile. That's Minnow. Oh, right, of course. But look at them, the potato and Minnow. Right now they have the same shape. So you're saying you could swap them, huh? Good idea, Missile. Okay, here I go, and I'm going to need your help. I help. Oh, shoot. Gotta rewind a little bit. I was supposed to hop into the sweet potato, then not stay inside the, hop into the sweet potato, because otherwise I can't hit the fountain. Now then, here's something we can do. But first things first, swap to Sissel, swap to Missile, and then we swap Minnow and the sweet potato. Thing is, this doesn't help us. That was quite a sight to see. Looks like this park just got a new feature. But neither one of them even glanced this way. I guess that's not surprising, seeing as even a meteorite didn't distract them. Hey, it was a desperate situation. Kill or be killed. And Yomiel is killed, right after this, by the meteorite. Well, now that the park has a new feature, can we use it to our advantage in any way? No. No, I don't think you can, unless... Yeah, nope. But anyways, first appearance of life. Fail spectacularly. What you're actually supposed to do? Well, actually, I'll just show it. What we're actually supposed to do is swap the sweet potato with the light. And then... shoot, because I can't jump into it without swapping it. Sissel can't get out of here. Wait, can he now swap? No? 'Cause I don't want to swap them. Nope, that didn't help. And I know I can't reach it. Wait, unless... Bingo! Oh look, lamppost is bending. But it hasn't broken yet! It really is a wonder it hasn't snapped. It just might hold out for a little while longer. If I recall, the Temsic fragment smashed through the glass lantern on its way down. But if Mino sits firmly in its way, then fate should change. Alright. I'm just gonna do this. Don't really need to, but... It's about time for that meteorite to come down. Now, don't worry, Missile. I think we're ready for it. Now look what's right in the fragment's path. Oh, okay, that giant sweet potato. If anything can get in the way, that ugly monster can. Ouch. Anyway, now the fragment's path ought to change. Any minute now. There, how's that? Look, the fragment's course. It changed a little. Now Yomiel's fate should really change. Wait a minute. Take another look at the fragment's trajectory. Now that it's changed, what's in its path? In its path? No! Detective Jowd! Temsic fragment shot through his leg. No ghost powers for him. What? The cruel twists of fate weren't over yet. Come on, put it down. Huh? Jowd, put the gun down, now! If you don't, you're going to shoot him. I don't know if his detective training or what. Even though he's shaking from the pain, the gun doesn't waver. Put the gun down! No! I knew it. This is my true fate. In the end, I stole his life away with my own hands. I won't let that happen! Missile, the bullet is stopped in midair. I'm here inside the bullet. Now let's swap it with something. What? With what? Detective Jowd, the meteorite fragment is what made you pull the trigger. We won't let you become a murderer. We have to prove that murder isn't the detective's true fate. But to do that, we have to stop this bullet. There must be something with the same shape as the bullet around here. Conveniently enough, yes. The sweet potato. Oh no. We stopped the bullet, but we still couldn't save him. Well, that's not true. My fate of getting pierced through the back might not have changed, but I'm still alive. What? I'm not dead, I'm just unconscious. Okay, so your fate of death has changed, but still. This fate is just too painful to watch, in every sense. It's about to get worse. I don't think so. As long as I'm alive, that's good enough for me. But we were overlooking one thing. The wheel of fate was still slowly turning. Yep. Look out! Wake up! You gotta get out of there! Damn it, my leg won't work! It's all over. We're out of time. Miss Lynn! It's not over yet. But there isn't anything else to swap with. Why don't we just let it play out and then try to find another way next time? Even if she dies, all you have to do is possess her corpse, and then you can redo her last 4 minutes as many times as it takes. No, I won't do that. Why not? Sure, the fact of her death would be erased, but her memory of it would remain, like a scar on her psyche. I won't let that happen, not if I can help it. But what can we do now, even if we work together? I think there might be something that can be done. What is it? What can Sissel and I do? Don't forget, I'm here too. With 3 kinds of powers among us, we ought to be able to fight this battle. This battle against the fate of death. Yomio! Sissel, your power is manipulating objects. Use your power to manipulate this. Huh? I don't get it. Just trust me, let's go. Alright, I'll try to move there. Now, gather your strength and make it spray as if your life depended on it. I'm dead though. In that case, make it spray as if your death depended on it. Give it your all. I don't know why there's a core over here. We can't even reach over to it, and... yeah, even if we could, what's the point? Besides, we can't unfreeze time to do anything. Now remember, you'll only have a split second. Okay, now do it! Got it! Now it's your turn, Missile. What? Me? But what can I do? I think you know the answer to that. Okay, got it. You can swap them. That hunk of concrete will go back to its original position. But even if I swap them, it'll still be right above Miss Lynn. Don't worry. Okay, I'll do it. I'll swap them. It's no use. We can't stop that horrible Mino. What can we do now? I don't see how getting a second or two helped. No, it helped alright. Those few seconds were exactly what I wanted. Last up, it's my turn. Your turn. You know what my power is, right? I can manipulate living creatures. Wait a minute, you mean... That's right. I'm going to save that little girl. Save her by manipulating my own unconscious body. Ooh, from bad to worse. Ye gods. Ah, you're awake. Hey, mister? Is your knee okay? Huh? No, it'll be fine. It's just a scrape. I'm lucky it wasn't a fatal hit, but the main thing is that you're not hurt. You saved me, mister? I was just doing my job. The gods, they're the ones who saved you. What's your job, mister? Me? I'm a police detective. Do you think you could go call the police for me? Hello? I think you could do it quicker than I could. But... What's that? This is a detective badge. This is a detective's badge. We give them to children who have been very brave. A detective's badge? Thanks. Okay, you know what to do, little detective. Are you alive? Yeah, sadly. Oh god, my legs! Hang on. Help is coming. What made you do such a reckless thing? To be perfectly honest, I don't really know. When I came to, my body was already moving all by itself. It was as if somebody else was controlling me. I see. But, you know, I'm glad it happened. Hey, mister? I found this kitten. It was over there. Oh, come to think of it, I just saw it a few minutes ago. It's probably a stray. It's kind of limp. Is it okay? I don't know. I think it's unconscious. That's funny. Doesn't look like it's injured or anything. Poor little kitty. How about if I take it to my house and look after it? Would you like to come back home with me, little kitten? Well, looks like his fate just changed in a big way. Whose fate? The kitten's, of course. Sissel's. Sissel? The name Sissel echoes in my head. That's my real name. These long, lonely 10 years. You're my one and only friend. How about it? Do you remember now? Old friend. Yep! You were a cat the whole time. Now I want you to think back to all of the things that were just explained away with ghost amnesia. The fact that he can't read. The fact that he doesn't understand certain concepts like science. Or what an execution is. Like, all of that could be explained away as, alright, amnesia from dying. Even though other people seem to reclaim their memories fairly quickly. Not only that, but it also explains why he took on Yomiel's form, because as we saw with Lynn, it is possible for ghosts to be mistaken in their identity and assume the form of someone else. Because she briefly assumed Detective Cabanella's form, Inspector Cabanella. And he didn't see his own body, so he just assumed he was Yomiel. Plus, there's also the fact that he likes to torment rats, so... It's such a good twist, and it gives you enough to kind of see it coming, but never enough that it's given away early on. From what I've heard, the writer of this game also wrote for the Ace Attorney series. But in the instance of this game, he started with the plot twist and then worked his way backwards for the rest of the story. And it worked. I think I finally remember. 10 years ago, I was a little kitten that wandered into this park. I was weak and all alone in the world. Hold it! Eek! Somebody, please look at me. Huh? Oh, a kitten. Shoo, you might get hurt. Somebody, please reach a hand out to me. I had only just died at the time. I had lost everything. My life, my memory. My body wouldn't move anymore, but I still managed to reach out a hand to him. The next thing I knew, my soul had transferred to the black kitten. No recollection of who I was. I lived as a cat with you for a while. After a while, the man regained his memory. I went back to being just a cat. Then, the man got his body back. I took my body back from the morgue. It was somebody I just had to go see. Just one more time. I took control of my body and hurried to her house. I was just a little too late. I just missed her, and as she left this world, she left me a note that said, "I'm coming to you, Yomiel." The man named me Sissel. It was the name of something important he had lost, along with his life. His fiancée. He told me about it once, but I didn't understand what it was. Those 10 years were very happy for me. They weren't happy for the man. And there was nothing I could do for him. For 10 years, I wandered through the darkness with no particular place to go. As time passed, my powers gradually changed. First, I could only manipulate small creatures and objects. But then, after a while, I could manipulate people. That's when the darkness inside me deepened and I started to get a little twisted. I wanted light. Distorted, artificial light. And I got my revenge on Lynn. I would see that light. Or, at least, that's what I tried to believe. And that's when we died. I left my old self buried in that junkyard and walked away. The Black Cat. I was possessing Sissel then. Wouldn't look very much like a murder if the corpse got up and walked away, after all. So you borrowed the body of your old friend. Sissel was inside that bag I was carrying tonight. I had no intention of leaving my friend behind in this country when I left. But then, when I went to possess his body, I realized something horrible. What was that? Sissel, there inside the bag, was dead. What? And showing something that you literally just showed 10 seconds ago. I wasn't able to control her completely. First bullet didn't hit anything. Or so I thought. But it did hit something, didn't it? It hit Sissel inside that bag. Yes, that's when I lost my life. Right there in the presence of Tempsic radiation. That's when I got my powers of the dead. My ghost tricks. I think I understand it now. Why I was the only one who couldn't get his memory back. It was because I thought that corpse was me. It was the only corpse I could see at the time, after all. As it turns out, it wasn't the only dead body. My true death was hiding just behind that corpse. Now that I think about it, do you remember what you said? That you knew all along about me saving Lynn tonight? If you knew, why didn't you try to stop me? It's simple. Because I couldn't, even if I wanted to. Huh? Why not? Hold on. Sorry about that. Remember the thing about individual differences and the powers we get? I can control all kinds of things, from the living to the dead. Even so, there are some things that you can do that I can't. You mean? I can't even rewind time, let alone change the fate of death. If I could do those things, I would have saved your life. Not only that, I never would have just let my fiancé stay dead like that. But you're here, 10 years in the past now. Well, that's thanks to your powers. I just tagged along with you. I mean, it makes sense. You wouldn't have just left her dead like that if you loved her so much. In any case, now the starting point of this entire tragedy has changed, dramatically altering fate. The fate of your death, Kitten Sissel's fate, and I can just bet you the fate of the woman you love has changed too. Yes, I believe you're right. So, this was the last fate to be averted, eh? Had to get one more in. So, Yomiel, looks like your plan for revenge ended in failure. Yeah, and I'm glad too. I think I kind of understand now. But you... Oh, no, this is Lynn. Thought it was Missile because it was green. What have you been feeling these 10 years? She understood. She shed tears for me. That's when my revenge was over. She saved me from the darkness. Well, I guess it's time we got back. A new 10 years later was just born. Right, we should get back to our new present. I can't wait to see Miss Lynn and Miss Camilla again. So these past 10 years will now all vanish. Well, not completely. Memories of all of us here will remain, including the memory of what I did, my crime. Oh, that's the way this game of the dead works, eh? No matter what the reason. There's no denying the fact that I took Lynn hostage and tried to point a gun at her. I have no intention of running away from that either. The most inexcusable crime in my new life. Hey, Sissel. Yeah? When we go back, our fates will no longer be interconnected. It'll be like we never met. So before that happens, I just wanted to say one thing. Tonight, I stole away your life with my own hands. I'm truly sorry. Yeah, that's already a thing of the lost past. Our fates have changed now, right, Yomiel? Thank you, Sissel. So very glad I met you. Me too, Yomiel.
Sissel, are we ever going to see each other again? I couldn't stand it if we weren't.
Don't worry, Missile. I bet we'll see each other again someday. 10 years from now, our paths are sure to cross. We'll just have to wait until then.
Sissel, I'll never forget you.
I'll never forget you either, valiant little doggy. Well, looks like you come to live with me now. So let's be getting home. Little black cat. Home, huh? That sounds good, Detective Jowd. We all witnessed the birth of a new beginning, and now we're each going back to our own new present. We said goodbye to the parts of our stories that would be lost, knowing that someday our paths would all cross again. Wait! Before you go back to a new present, I wanted to thank you. Yeah, a little bit too much Patrick Warburton there.
Before I cease to exist.
Oh, it's you.
Yes, it is I, Ray, in case you have forgotten again.
How did I do his voice? It's been a long time.
Thanks to you, everything has turned out as I had hoped.
I am really grateful to you, Sissel. Thank you. Actually, I think I was originally doing the deep voice that then ended up being Joud's voice. But don't forget, I was only on a journey to find my own lost memory.
Yes, I know that. I know all about you.
Lynn did say he sounded like a grandpa. Can I ask you a question, Ray? I want to know, who exactly are you?
Fair enough, I will tell you. Let me tell you about another version of tonight's events. You changed the fates of many people tonight, the first of which was hers.
Oh, one other thing I forgot to mention. We also saved 9 individual lives throughout the night. Cats have 9 lives. Started with Lynn, then it was Missile, then Lynn 3 times in a row, but that still only counts as 2. Detective Ringe. I'm trying to remember the order. Oh, let me take a look back. Let's see. Detective Ringe. Joud. Who was next? Let's see. There's the Great Escape. Too much medicine. The Detective Minister, or Justice Minister. Let's see. That's Deja Vu. That's the story one. No. The park guy. The Rock of the Gods. Pigeon Man. Inspector Cabanella. And finally Yomiel. 9 different lives. Granted, we saved a lot more people than that specifically. Or we averted fate more times than that. But 5 of those were Lynn. So, yeah. So yeah, 9 lives saved, 9 lives of a cat. One of the more subtle ones, but still.
If you had not been there for her tonight, her fate would have been to die in that lonely spot on the outskirts of town. If that had occurred, what do you suppose would have happened? Let me tell you a story. The story of a little creature. After they stole her life that night, they broke into her apartment. They stole the wooden box from the ceiling hiding place and left. And in the process, two little dead bodies were left behind. However, the little fellow's spirit lived on. He desperately reached out his paw toward his mistress, and that's when a miracle occurred.
What? Look at that, the powers of the dead, but how?
He didn't really understand it himself, not yet anyway. But with all you know now, I bet you understand it, do you not?
Hey, wait a minute. That's right. He died inside the aura of that strange energy.
But unfortunately, with his meager powers, he was unable to save his little mistress. There just wasn't anything he could do with only the power to swap objects.
He needed the power to manipulate objects in order to save the little lady.
The little fellow chased after the men, but there still wasn't anything he could do. In the end, he was left behind with the man in red in the deep, deep sea. And then he went back. He went back to the world of 10 years before, to the moment of the man in red's death.
What?
He decided to wait it out. He decided to wait until that night came again. And that's the other version of the story of this night. A story that has taken these 10 years to be retold.
So that was you, huh?
Yep. This whole story has been one big Batman gambit from an old missile.
That's why Lynn said he sounded like a grandpa, because he's old. Like, think about it. 10 years, even if dead? Yeah, that's a long time for a dog.
That's right. I'm missing. 10 years is a very long time in dog years, even if you're dead.
You couldn't change the fates of these people on your own, so you decided to wait those 10 years out.
Exactly, and then, at last, that fateful night rolled around again. By this time, I had grown old, and my powers were weak, so I decided I needed to find somebody to help me this time around.
And that's an explanation for why he didn't decide to just help us, because his powers had gone weak.
Somebody who possessed different powers than me.
But wait a second. You were able to manipulate that desk lamp.
Over the course of the long years, my powers changed. My ability to swap objects weakened, but I became able to manipulate small objects.
But in that case, why didn't you cooperate with yourself?
Because I couldn't.
Huh?
From watching the man in red, I found out there were individual differences in our powers. I couldn't do any of the things he could do, like travel through the telephone lines, for example.
What?
It may not seem like much, but it's a very important power, especially if you're trying to chase somebody.
Then how did you chase him the first time around? I guess you latched onto something that had a core? But there's something I don't understand. You knew from the very beginning that I had that power. How did you know so much about me?
Why wouldn't I? After all, we had met before on that night, the first time around.
Wait, what? We met before.
From listening to the conversation of the two intruders to the apartment, I learned that Miss Lynn had lost her life at the junkyard on the edge of town. I followed the ghost world paths to the junkyard and came upon an incredible scene. Imagine, if you will, there in the darkness, a twisting and swiveling desk lamp. It made my fur stand on end, I can tell you.
That was me. I was shot on that night the first time around as well.
You had lost your memory that time too. You had just died and you felt confused. You declined to cooperate with me.
I did what? I just want to find my own lost memory. I'm sorry, but I can't help you.
That's what you said? And then you disappeared. Away over the telephone line.
I'm really sorry I didn't help you.
That's why I decided that this time I would use that desire of yours to our mutual advantage.
Mutual advantage?
The only thing you were interested in was finding your own lost memory. If I could guide you along the right path to doing that, we would both benefit. And namely, the right path would be the path to the man in red, to Yomiel.
What?
I gave you the information you needed to know to set you in the right direction. Then I gave you a time limit.
Time limit?
That's right. As you know, I said you only had until tomorrow morning. If I hadn't done that, you wouldn't have found out the truth tonight. And the man in red would have been sealed away at the bottom of the sea, forever. If that had happened, it would have been all over.
Then you mean that thing about ceasing to exist?
Oh, that completely made up, a little naughty of me, I know. But I just wanted you to use your time wisely.
Oh boy. I hate to admit it, but this little doggy really outsmarted me in every way. I mean, he had 10 years to think up a plan. And it goes to show Miss Elaine as dumb as he seems to act at times.
Let's just call it the wisdom that comes with age. And now it's time to say farewell. These past 10 years will cease to exist, and with them, so will I.
Missile.
I believed in you. I always knew you could do it. And so you did. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Missile. So you waited and waited these 10 long years. All for the sake of your two ladies, Lynn and Camilla, eh?
Of course, because that's what doggies do. Now then, farewell, Cicely.
And so the story of a single night came to an end. Nobody but us knew what had really happened in this town tonight. Made my way back to a new present. Yeah, this is auto-scrolling, I have no control over it. Huh? How come it's dark? I'll just turn the lights here. Or turn on the lights here. Deja vu. Hey, there's Sissel. Were you surprised? You bet I was. You nearly scared me to death. And you might take notice that something's missing from the picture frame. Remember, they all remembered the events of the old past. Yippee! It worked! But it's not even my birthday today. It was my mom's birthday the day before yesterday. I made this surprise for her, but it came out so well I wanted to use it again. That's alright, Lynn. After all, we're celebrating the birth of your new position as detective, right? Really? Thank you, Detective Jowd. Dad, you're home! Hi, Camilla. Let me introduce you. This is Lynn. She was just assigned to the detective division today. Hi, Camilla. It's nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too, Lynn. Congratulations on becoming a detective. Huh? Is something wrong? You have one of those badges too? Oh, this? Yeah. I have one just like it. My dad gave it to me, just gave it to me the other day. But yours looks a lot older than mine, though. How long are you gonna keep wearing that toy badge, Lynn? What's wrong with it? To me, this is a symbol of a real detective. It's been 10 years since then, hasn't it? I would have guessed you'd actually become a detective one day. When you gave me this badge, I just knew. I knew it was my destiny somehow. Destiny, eh? Now that I'm a detective, I'll find out where that destiny will lead me. That you will. That you will. hello. Don't tell me you're that same little kitten. That's right, the very one. You know what? This is a very, very special cat. He's 10 years old, but he's still a kitten. Still a kitten? Yep, that's right. Instead of Yomio getting the meteorite stuck in him, Sissel did. And now he's an immortal cat with ghost powers. Yep, he never got any bigger or anything. Wow, what a mysterious little fellow. I know, right? His name is Sissel. Sissel. Seems to me I've heard that name somewhere before. Interesting. I think Sissel likes you, Lynn. Alright, everyone, let's start the celebration. Okay, Mom. I mean, even being a kitten, he's still pretty big. I bet you're just like me. Your destiny led you here somehow, too. And so we meet again, Sissel. From just that single night as a human, I got a glimpse into their world and learned something. Their fates, their lives, they were all interconnected. Somewhere, somehow, in some way. Now, this is my new fate. I guess I really am a cat. Suits me just fine to curl up and watch. Watch the strange and beautiful patterns of their lives as they unfold. And it looks like I'll have plenty to watch here for quite a while. Shoot Takumi. Yep. I'll save my thoughts for a little bit later because we got a bunch of these cutscenes. Happy birthday to our lovely Lynn. Like I said, it isn't my birthday. Hey, Missile, I thought I asked you to stay home and guard the fort. But birthdays are for celebrating together with friends and loved ones. Nothing like it, baby. Again, not a birthday. There's still more to this. But, yeah, that's Ghost Trick Phantom Detective. Oh, here we go. There. How do you like that? Not bad, huh? But definitely not good. Maybe now I can be a great detective, just like Inspector Cabanella. What kind of example is the inspector providing for his men? I really enjoyed it. The story, the gameplay, the art, all of it. I'm glad they did this remake for the PC because there's no way I could have recorded it on DS. Here's your food, gentlemen. Memory, what are you doing here? I heard you were going to be picking up new members for the Special Investigation Unit today. So you took on a part-time job here again just so you could eavesdrop? Oh, you have no idea the lengths I'd go to reach my goals. Yeah, and there's a ladybug on that chicken. Honestly, there's not a whole lot else I can say. Now, this is the finale of the story, but there are still the puzzles to do. I might make a bonus on that one. I'm not certain. La la la, I've never cooked this way before. So exotic, so exciting. Turmeric, coriander, cumin, and no idea. And I missed the rest of it. Is this really necessary? This new curried chicken menu item? Oh, but our very best customer requested it. Now good luck with the taste testing. Oh boy, I don't think I could eat another bite. Just who exactly is this very best customer anyway? Sausage head. Of course. Let's see. How long has this one been going on for? Oof, almost an hour. C'est la vie. This seems excessive. Are you sure we really need all these explosives? Not to worry, Beauty, my dear. I followed the instructions exactly. 20 kilograms of gunpowder, just like it said. Wait a minute, 20 kilograms? I thought it was 20 grams. Well, they ain't gonna be in Ghost Trick Phantom Detective 2. Oh, God, why did they have to make his head so jiggly? Ugh. Just seems unnecessarily disturbing. This is a game where you play as a ghost, solving mysteries. Murder mysteries. So this is where you work, huh, Papa? That's right, sweetheart. Darling husband, don't you have any ideas at all you could give me? You must have heard some juicy stories, the indiscretions of a minister, perhaps? No, must you talk that way in front of our darling angel? Here's to the stodgy mind of my darling husband. She actually hit him with the glass. I do like that they're doing this whole where are they now type scenario. This deal is going quite well, though, I must say. These grapes are quite good, my man. The Yanoa is about to scrape the bottom of the sea, sir. Be forewarned, sir. Egad! Give it together, man. Are you trying to give me a case of the vapors? I believe I nearly died of fright just now. Ooh, not a whole lot else to say. The music is great. I love the arranged versions of it. No, forgotten about him. Love, peace, and pigeons. Long live rock and roll. Oh, there's Pigeon Man. Stop the park from charging admission. Protect the rights of those who live here. More things change, the more they stay the same. Today's the day, you know. He's finally getting out. You know, everybody's starting to get real tired of seeing you do that. Then let me show you a new dance that's been passed down in our family for generations. We do this when we have a stomachache. We call it Dance Away the Pain. Oh, I'm real interested in that one. Think you could show it to me, say, next week? You got it! Somebody's getting out of prison today, huh? Well, there is one person whose fate we haven't seen yet. And here he is. "10 long years, Yomiel. Your time's up today. The young lady who always comes to visit you is waiting outside." Thank you, Cecil. Aww. And he goes from that lonely little painting down to a picture with his new family. Kinda odd that they didn't include the mother in this. I get it, she wasn't exactly a major character in the story beyond the whole, reason for why Jowd wants to die and why he's in prison. But come on. Heck, even Cabanella's in the picture. Still, pretty sweet that they do that transition of him jumping down from a lonely site on a crane to, well, into the painting. But yeah, as I said, I really enjoyed the story, especially the plot twist, even if I already knew both of the plot twists of, Sissel actually being a cat and Ray actually being just a really old missile who played the long con Batman Gambit. Or is it a Thanatos Gambit? Or a Xanatos Gambit? It's one of the many trope gambits in order to save both Lynn and Camilla, which is some dedicated loyalty, like even from a dog. Music was great. I enjoyed the puzzles, even if I did already know how to solve them. What else to say? I'm not certain if I'm gonna be doing a bonus video on the puzzles, because they're these little 5x5 puzzles that I'm guessing are based off of scenes in the game, which is why you can't do them until they're unlocked. Yeah, I might check one out in this video and decide from there. But, first we gotta get through all this. Ooh, a donut. Is the rat about to show up? Yep. I do like when they have these little animated credits. At least gives you something to do while the War and Peace novel length worth of credits rolls by. Beyond that, not a whole lot else to say. It's like, you guys should know by now, I'm not very good at articulating my thoughts beyond, yeah, I really like it. Or I didn't like this, etc., etc. There were also some challenges that we didn't get. One of them is do a ghost trick 444 times. Oh boy, it can be the same object over and over again. Another is swap objects 44 times. And the other is... oh, that's it. Well, do all the 5x5 puzzles. Illustrations. Obtained a new illustration. Cleared the Fate Averted challenge. A new background. Let's see. Obtained new song. Reincarnation. Let's take a look at the extras. Ghost puzzle. Friend's apartment. Ah. Oh, it's a sliding puzzle. Yeah, pass. Not a fan of the sliding puzzles. Though it is neat that they are animated. Oh, and memories. It lets you look through all of the various versions of the phone book. Let's take a look at the last ones. I lost my life at a lonely spot on the outskirts of town. I don't know who I am. The man I pursued, thinking he was me, was hit by a meteorite and killed 10 years ago. I traveled back 10 years and witnessed the beginning of it all with my own eyes. A detective who was at the scene of my death. Her name's Lynn. She and Camilla are trapped inside the sinking submarine, the Yanoa. Now our only hope are the powers of the dead and Detective Jowd. He calls himself Ray. I don't know who he really is. He taught me da-da-da. Yeah, I already knew all that. Let's see. Yeah, seen that. Foreigner who planned to carry out a deal tonight involving the powers of the dead. That reminds me. These guys are still around. Obviously, Beauty and Dandy are probably dead from that explosion, unless cartoon logic applies and they're somehow alive. Like, the way the story ends, it's... how do I put this? It sets it up for a potential sequel, but also ends in a way that's like, yeah, this is a good ending. So if a sequel ever doesn't happen. And honestly, I kind of hope it doesn't. Because the story is good where it is. A sequel might muddy it. But who knows. See, a foreigner planned to carry out a deal tonight involving the powers of the dead. He knew the source of these powers was the meteorite fragment, so he stole it from the man in red's body and made his escape, abandoning the Yanoa to the sea. He appears to be the old man's servant. He operates the machines in the strange room expertly. He's apparently a finely crafted remote-controlled robot. He used a machine gun to shoot him to kill Detective Jowd. This one we already know. Camilla. She's Detective Jowd's daughter. Her name is Camilla. Apparently she believes her mother's death was caused by the contraption she created. She and Lynn are waiting to be rescued from this now-sinking sub Yanoa. A friendly little Pomeranian, his name is Missile. Thinking he needs his powers to protect the little lady, he chose not to be brought back to life. He went back in time 10 years with me to help fight the last battle against fate. Let's see, Emma, apparently doomed to dangle. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I already saw that one. Saw that. Nothing new there. Nothing new there. Nothing new there. Wait. See, yeah, nope. Nothing new there. Let's see. And urge Lynn to bring the case to a conclusion. Yeah, saw that. Yep. Now to protect the park. 10 years ago, he witnessed Lynn being saved by a falling meteorite. Now to protect the Rock of the Gods that performed this miracle, he lobbies to stop the park from being turned into a housing site. Let's see. Basement contraption, yeah. Let's see. Daisy Singer's rich tenor, yeah. Yep. Yep. Good time, yeah. Top secret facility. Jowd should have been the one that changed. An excellent detective. His name is Jowd. Death row inmate. He feels responsible for 2 murders, but his execution was called off. He snuck onto the sub to rescue his daughter, but he was killed. To change his fate, I have to go back 10 years. Nothing new there. Nothing new there. Let's see. Abducted. Yes, saw that one. Strong Sixth Sense. Yeah. Nothing new with that. Camilla's mother and Jowd's wife. 5 years ago, she was shot and killed when the contraption Camilla made for her birthday made an impossible move. It's a good possibility to manipulate her. Okay, yeah, no. The man I was pursuing, who I was convinced was me. His real name is Yomiel. While alive, he was a top systems engineer, but he was arrested under suspicion of being a spy. He died 10 years ago in the park. He's now trying to gain a new life for himself. And then there's the phone book. Yeah, not gonna go through all that. Wait, no data. No data. Oh, Pigeon Man's basement. Yeah, these also change over time, but that's... We've gone on long enough with that. But anyways, with that... Oh wait, I may as well show off the challenges. Yep. The ones that we don't have are... Perform a ghost trick 444 times. Swap something 44 times. At least I'm assuming these 2 are those. I would guess so. And there's also complete all 5x5 ghost puzzles. Not happening. And ghost trick master clear all challenges. Probably also not happening. At least not on camera. But yeah, looks like this is the end for Ghost Trick Phantom Detective, which means I now have 2 games that I have to find replacements for. I've already got an idea for Biogun's replacement. This one, I have no idea, but I'm gonna have to find out sooner or later. But anyways, with that, we've come to an end for this series, and I hope you all enjoyed it. The view count doesn't seem to indicate that, but whatever. More often than not, I will finish a series if I can. With 2 exceptions to that rule. But anyways, if you guys like what you see, please leave a like, subscribe for future content. Don't forget to hit that bell icon to get notifications when I upload. And please, leave a comment down below this video. I'll see you guys for our next series, whatever it may be. Thanks for watching.